We are not outside. Is
No,
that
I know.
incredible? Do your cameras know that?
Is this supposed to be what Vegas would have looked like if we
Yes.
all weren't here? Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Which
amazing.
we love.
Yeah, we make
love
the building
desert.
disappear, then we make Las Vegas disappear slowly in order of its construction. We go back 100 years, we're looking out under the stars, it's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
And then, well, I shouldn't tell you the next bit.
You all came here for the building.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
Although we love Vegas, we did come
Yeah,
here
you
for
know,
the
you have a
building.
history with Vegas.
This building is so new, and rock and roll always has to feel spontaneous and has to be about something happening in the moment.
Yeah.
Where the best is where the audience and maybe the band themselves don't actually know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say that opening night, that is what it's going to feel like. We won't know what is going to happen.
Is it 164,000 speakers, I read? Is that what it is?
It's ridiculous because it's a new technology which by this company,
Holoplot system.
Holoplot. So the speakers are small, but there are thousands upon thousands of them, and that's how they are able to deliver sound so specifically to a given area
Yeah.
and keep it pretty consistent throughout the whole building.
Yeah. How does it sound to you?
It sounds really like you're in the best seat of a great theater or it's like a recording studio almost, that kind of level of quality.
Yeah.
Our challenge is not so much making it sound good, it's like how far do we go into the immersive sound
Yeah.
without it starting to take away from what we are effectively, which is rock and roll band. So
Yeah.
it's that balance between finding that sweet spot.
You still want it a little dirty.
Yeah, and you want it also to feel gritty and also coming from the stage.
Yeah.
So you don't want it flying around the building.
Yeah.
You want to keep it real and authentic sounding.
In 1983, on the war tour, we didn't have many props.
Right.
But Willie Williams, still our show director,
Yeah.
creative director, 40 years later, nearly, we had a white flag. That was our stage prop. And there it is again.
Yeah. It's
But this time, courtesy of John Jarrett, a genius, Irish actually artist, but really an important, serious artist.
Yeah.
And so we've always tried to find these symbols to connect with our songs and our
Yeah.
audience, and we'll go to any lengths, and our audience will follow us to any lengths to be part of the experiment.
You were asked about this, about 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
roughly.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think then?
Well, Bono and I went to see this sort of half-constructed venue, and then we met with the team in Burbank, and they showed us some demos of the capabilities, audio and visual.
Yeah.
We talked to our creative team before going, and they were very skeptical because they were saying, like, it's really designed for immersive cinema. It's not really designed for rock and roll. But we both went, and we left going, hell, we have to do this. Like, we'd be mad not to do this because it is a new medium.
Yeah.
And we're so curious. That's our natural bent, is
You always have been.
to be innovative and to find new things that have never been done before.
Anthony, you were talking about not enjoying stadium concerts,
Yeah.
not enjoying necessarily even being in arenas.
Yeah.
If you think what the Sphere people have figured out is a problem that started when the Beatles played Shea
Hey.
Stadium.
Yeah.
So no one could hear the Beatles in Shea Stadium.
Yeah.
And eventually we set up an apparatus, the live entertainment figured a way that people could see
Yeah.
and eventually hear artists, but it still was pretty low key.
Yeah.
Then with Zoo TV in 1992, we tried to take it with Willie Williams' help and a lot of other people's, Mark Fisher. We tried to take it to the next level. This is the exact correlation of that, and this is centered around the same album that Zoo TV was centered around, Achtung Baby, which is, strangely, it's our least political album, but it's, in a way, it's our most bloody, bare-knuckle fighting kind of album. It's a very intense work, so getting it acoustically correct
Yeah.
is the job at hand.
Edge, I know you've talked about arenas being built for sports teams. I mean, it's kind of remarkable that rock and roll and music for all these years has been having to adapt to somebody else's house, basically.
Yeah.
Does this change that?
I think so, and we're about to find out, because rock and roll, in some ways, has to feel raw and it can't be too polished. I think that's part of its allure.
Yeah.
What we're able to do here, I think, is this combination of big spectacle and a kind of radical intimacy, and the PA system has the headroom to deliver some real rock and roll audio. So we have a flexibility here that you never ever have in another arena, like a sports arena, hockey arena, stadium.
Yeah.
What's the best concert venue you've been at for, whether it's classical music or, I know you like the ballet. So imagine this of the Met
Yeah.
or Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
That same level of acoustic fidelity should be possible
Yeah.
here. Strangely, I'm not sure rock and roll is the best way to showcase the fidelity that the building offers, because rock and roll, we love distortion, the
Right.
sound of breaking things.
Yeah.
But for classical music,
Yeah.
it will be extraordinary. For electronic music also,
Yeah.
so I can imagine that.
Is it going to spoil you for playing other arenas? I mean, can you go back after you've done something like this?
I think we adapt to our new situation, and in the way that this is such a unique sort of opportunity, we're rising, and our creative team are rising to the challenge. I think when we go back to, whether it's a club or a theater or a regular sports arena, we'll have to go through that process of adapting again. But I wouldn't rule it out.
Do you hear that? Jim, could you keep quiet, please? We're working. Thanks.
Yeah.
You've agreed to 25 dates
Yeah.
so far. You keep extending.
See, the question may be more, will we enjoy going to the same place every night after night?
Yeah.
That's a question, because part of being a band is the momentum of being on the road.
Right.
So, and we're road rats. The wanderlust has taken us, to the most incredible discoveries. Not just the American landscape or cityscapes, but out to Japan, we were just in India, to Mumbai a few years ago. So this life that rock and roll has afforded us is one of wanderlust.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if we'll stay here for very long.
Yeah. You've always been ambitious in terms of the choreography on the stage.
Right. Well, we're kind of in that phase of exploring.
Dance moves. Wait till people they just don't know. They
pretty
just
special.
they don't know.
I love that twirly one you do.
Oh, it's so,
Amazing. And the baton
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's hot.
You're not climbing up into anything on this?
We couldn't rule it out.
The choreography, it's a sort of engineering choreography.
Yeah.
And that's what the team are the best in the world. These are the best people in the world at bringing a sort of immersive experience to public art or music.
Yeah.
I can say that with great confidence.
Was that the first time you came here, Joshua Tree? Was that the first time you came to Vegas?
Oh, probably.
Was it?
I think it might be, because we shot the video for Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For
Right.
on the streets. And that was
Fremont Street. But
it was a kind of literally, we didn't really have a plan. We just got out
Yeah.
of the car, put the audio system in a shopping cart, and just walked through Vegas, just playing along. That was our plan.
no script.
Yeah, no script. Worked out okay.
I love the idea of the audio in the shopping cart.
It was, we did a kind of a sort of a recall of that.
Yeah, the other day.
The
Like a couple
other
weeks
day
ago.
for fun. We've a song called Atomic City
Yeah.
coming out, and it was an old nickname for
Vegas.
because they used to have atomic bomb tourism in the Nevada desert, which is a wild idea. Watch the mushroom cloud, honey.
They were televised.
Yeah, it was big.
Can you believe it?
And yet, in all of this horror, which is nuclear weapons and weapons of mass destruction, there's, for me, some kind of a clue, if not fission, perhaps fusion.
Yeah.
It's a long off, it's the dream of everyone, to get us to the same power that the sun creates every second. But there's something in the splitting of the atom too, that was so terrifying. And now, I just sense, I think there's more to be discovered with newer, safer, nuclear energy. And I think as we're trying to claw our way out of the climate crisis, we got to try lots of stuff. And so the line in the song "Atomic Sun" for everyone is just just a throwaway line to that, with the hope that one day nuclear power would not be so unsafe.
So Larry was here for the video shoot. How's he doing?
He was playing so well, and we got the chance to record in the studio that I've wanted to record in for so many years, called Sound City.
Oh yeah.
Which is where Nirvana recorded,
Yeah.
and Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
You know, Mick Fleetwood, he's no fool. It's one of the best drum rooms in the country.
Yeah.
And so Larry arrived the night before, and we weren't around, but his drum tech told us later that he so loved the sound that he ended up playing for like 3 hours. And then we all
This
came
is
in.
this is not what the doctor
True.
has ordered.
Once. Anyway, he played on the track and just sounds amazing. So we're very happy.
He
and
killed it, but
delighted.
it nearly killed him. So if you see him on a stretcher, you'll know he died for rock and roll. No, he's feeling good, and I think he can see a way back to fitness,
Yeah.
but it's going to take time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. It's
Thank
nice
you
to-
for asking.
No, it's nice to
But
be-
this dude we have behind the kit.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you replace Larry Mullen? You can't.
No.
No.
But this guy is a force.
Yeah.
He is a firestorm. Bram van den Berg.
Yeah.
We found him in Holland. He's very
We're just
funny.
passing through.
Well, he's got a lot of attitude and humor, that Dutch humor. And I arrived late for rehearsals because they were getting set up.
Yeah.
And I walked in and was speaking to Adam and Edge, and this guy bounds in the room. Only problem is he's tall. You can't have that.
Put him in the way back.
And he arrives in, he goes, "Oh, there is a fourth member of U2." I was like, "Oh, it's cheeky." And so he's really,
We love that.
really something.
Great guy.
I mean, it's changed the way we play these songs, of course.
Yeah.
But he's a big fan of Larry's, and Larry's given his blessing, but he just doesn't want to screw up because he loves Larry Mullen so much.
Yeah.
But you'll see.
Yeah.
It's and again, if this doesn't work on as a rock and roll show, then none of this matters.
You've got an album sitting in a vault.
A
We
few.
have a few albums. They're not finished, but they're very close.
Yeah. Are we going to see them?
Oh yeah, in due course. We're not
I
sure.
can show you them. We can't play them to you.
Yeah. Well, we want to make more. I mean, Atomic City's, it's a rock and roll 45.
Yeah.
It's a band in a room playing together.
Yeah.
It's a
You did that really
raucous-
for this. I mean,
We did, but we also wanted it to be a kind of foreshadowing of kind of where we're heading.
Yeah.
And we want to bring back guitar music and that band in the room sound.
the album you've talked about is Songs of Ascent, which you've kind of put aside. So you can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
It's a very Songs of Ascent, very folksy, very it's a very upful, joyful sounding songs. But we just kind of Edge started to fall back in love with himself now, with the sound of the guitar and what it was, and the potential of the guitar, and we fell in love with that sound too.
Yeah.
And there is something you just can't touch about watching a real rock and roll band, which is what you're going to see on Friday.
Yeah.
Kick out the jams,
Yeah.
as they say in the MC5. Anyone who notices that kind of thing?
How far along, by the way, are you on that rock and roll album, or are you still just messing around?
We're at the kind of the song development phase.
Okay.
Nothing's been recorded other than Atomic City, but we got some great tunes.
I heard you were writing like a maniac in the pandemic.
Well, I mean, what else are you going to do? So it's like I put all the focus into.
Listen, some people just like got depressed and folded in.
Well, that's the great thing about what we do is, you can't really say you've done your work for the week, for the day.
Yeah.
There's no end to it. If you decide to keep going, it's like there is no end. So, yeah, I went into a kind of creative phase, and now we've got to make sense of it all. And Bono's got to turn these half-baked ideas into finished songs.
Good luck with that.
Turn his half-baked self into a finished person. That's actually the journey I'm on. And it's so lovely to meet you.
Aren't we all? Are you tempted when you're playing to be just looking up watching the show? I would be.
Occasionally, you have to check it out. You can't.
I think don't look up or down. just or back. sometimes you have to hold on to one member of the audience for your concentration.
How do you do that here? It's just, there's so much happening visually. It's really incredible.
It's both realistic and like this completely kind of made up reality.
Yeah.
The other night when we were doing
Yeah.
Atomic City, and there was the big reveal of the desert and the Vegas skyline. I just was playing, like looking backwards at the screen. It's so real.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the resolution of the screen and the photoreal potential of it,
Yeah.
is that if you show what's outside the building
Yeah.
on this wraparound screen, the building disappears.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when asked, what's your magic trick in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
We can not just make this building disappear,
Yeah.
we make the other buildings. We make the Strip disappear,
Yeah.
we make the airport disappear,
Yeah.
and eventually you're back 100 years ago when there was no Las Vegas as we know it now.
It was just desert.
Yeah, and you're just looking up at the stars,
Yeah.
and then something else happens, which now you're back 1,000,000 years and you see the sea,
Yeah.
because they're fossils of fish in the Nevada desert, and they're not just atomic distortions.
You've been dealing with ambitious shows for a long time. Does it ever change the way you write? Do you write in your mind for a show like
When
this?
I'm writing music initially, I always put myself in the audience.
You do?
And it's always a case of what would I want to hear if I'm at the show?
Yeah.
And so I almost imagine myself right here, front of the band. What is that?
Yeah.
I don't think it really affects the way we write.
That's
no.
why I just into a lot of medieval lute music at the moment.
Shh, that was a secret. I was always blowing my secrets.
Blowing them
You
all.
told everyone about my jazz fusion album as well. Didn't appreciate that.